To be fair, it's a zinger.
Oh, what the hell is that? Was that English?
You don't know what zinger means?
What the hell is a zinger?
A zinger burger.
Are you speaking English?
Yeah.
I don't
Wait, don't know what a zinger
Don't
is?
you know what a zinger is?
What's a zinger?
It's
Hang on, I'm gonna show you.
it's a little. I'm not. I don't think I should. Yeah.
Just leave him in the talk.
What are you talking about?
My dude, hang on. I'm gonna put it in
I mean,
Titans Clash.
you couldn't find them for a while, to be honest.
There.
Oh, is that like a chicken burger?
Yeah, spicy chicken burger.
It's just a
That's
chicken
just a
sandwich.
chicken. It's just a chicken sandwich.
No, it's a zinger.
Zinger.
It's
They have
a
that
chicken
every-
sandwich.
They have that at McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Whataburger, Burger King,
It's just
Dairy
a
Queen.
chicken
Everywhere
sandwich.
I've gone in the past like 6 months.
That's not,
And it's just
why would
called
you
a
call
chicken
that a
sandwich.
zinger? It's just
Zinger
a
burger.
chicken sandwich.
Okay, well,
Look.
then how about this?
Even the title.
It's just a chicken sandwich.
Okay, well,
Talk
It's
your way
because
out of
you're
this.
Australian, isn't it?
it's sin. It's sin.
Uh-huh.
It is Australian, but it used to be around the world.
So, Sin, I want you to answer me this then.
Hmm?
Burger King and McDonald's, they have the same exact burger, but they're both named differently. You have the Whopper and the Big Mac.
Technically, they have different. They have a couple differences in them. The meat is slightly different because they're spicing.
But they are still burgers. They are still just
Well,
burgers.
yeah, everything is still burgers, but you have different spices, you have different condiments, you have different. Sometimes people put different.
And that's why the zinger is different. Even though it's a chicken sandwich, it has different things on it compared to other chicken sandwiches. So that's
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
okay.
I've never seen a sauce like that on a regular chicken
It
sandwich.
looks
Then
like
again, I don't really
mustard,
get
and it
those.
makes me so uncomfortable.
I don't think it's mustard. I think it might be zesty Italian sauce.
Oh,
that's not
oh,
what
burger.
it's
Oh, no,
It's cheese.
burger. No.
It's cheese. The fuck kind of cheese they using? That ain't the shitty fucking fast food cheese that I'm used
American
to.
cheese.
See, they don't use American cheese because they're in Australia, so they use
Yeah.
different cheese.
Also,
They use the
They use good
Australian
cheese.
cheese.
also look,
Slinging out them big bucks on their chicken sandwiches.
and also, for one thing, the pictures that you see, like on the advertisements, is never what the burger is actually gonna look like.
Unfortunately, that's why I make homemade
At least in
burgers.
America.
I'm hungry now. Zero. Do we have audio on our Twitch?
Give me a minute. My computer's dying.
Okay.
Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
It's like, where's my phone? Oh, where's my phone? Where's my phone?
Like literally, my computer's all just dark screen. Can't see anything.
Jesus Christ, my man.
Hang on.
All right.
Zing.
Zinger. Zing,
There
zing,
is
zinger.
audio in the Twitch.
I want, you know what I want? I want I want onion rings from Burger King. I want those. I want
Yo,
those
we had
something fierce.
me and my mom had that like 3-4 days ago.
I'm so
Okay,
jelly.
Sin.
Hmm?
I don't like onion rings.
Oh, you hurt my soul.
I don't
like,
either.
I don't
but
like
they
onions.
don't taste like onion rings.
I don't like onions on my burgers. I love to eat straight onions, and I love onion rings.
They taste like Funyuns to me.
Yeah, they do actually. Oh my god.
Well, for me,
Wow.
I love the taste of Funyuns. I love it
Hey.
as a chip. But whenever it has the actual onion on the inside of it, it makes me gag.
That's so good though. You just
They
like
don't
slurp
really
that
at
sucker
Burger
up.
King. Like the ones I've had really don't feel like they have onion in them. They're
Yeah.
basically just tinier
See,
Funyuns.
I had at one point like a big ass onion ring from Burger King. It was like big, like size of my fist, kind of big. And so like I bit into it, and
That's
there
not
was
that big.
just this little ring of onion. I just started slurping that shit up. So good.
I want Funyuns now. God damn it.
I do too. I want peach rings. Give me peach rings.
You want to actually start now?
Yeah, sorry. So.
I like the taste of onions, like that flavor. But I don't like eating onions.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody to another episode of Titans Clash. We were very hungry today. So, Zero got started on this train of hunger. So, today...
I forgot my burger.
Gotta go and get your burger back, boy. But yeah, so today, last episode, you guys managed to get into Caulfield, which, as to the best of your guys' knowledge, is pretty much a ground zero infection area. And it's been going on for many decades, where, generally speaking, anyone that goes into Caulfield doesn't come back out. There have been a couple of people who have come out of Caulfield, but the word of mouth that you guys have gotten, so to speak, from that has been extremely lacking. Generally,
Why the fuck are we in here?
because y'all wandered
Because
in
of
there.
you.
Yeah.
We followed you because you weren't paying attention. This was your fault.
Yeah, y'all literally wandered here. And if I remember correctly, Yuki's character was interested in why people were sick in here, the kind of disease that was going on here. So she wanted to fix it, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so last episode you guys got in here. The area is quiet. It's dead silent. There's no wind rustling the trees. There's no bird singings. There's no animal noises. Literally nothing. Except for this small encampment, which seems to have a fairly good vegetable area here as well. Which is probably how they keep themselves fed without needing to go for out trades. And the people inside seem to be actually decent people. They don't seem to be angry. They're just tired. They look like they have the flu almost. A couple of them are coughing up blood, but it's very infrequent. It's very, quiet. And pretty much everybody is doing kind of the same sort of movements. Is there perception on your guys' tabs, or is that like
I'm looking for things.
is that like what would that be? Is that detection, I think?
Oh yeah, they
Oh, there's a perception.
There's the special set.
Yeah, so all of y'all roll me just normal perception real quick. Wow, that's a much higher roll than I thought you would get.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So everybody roll me perception here real quick.
I'm blind. What do you want?
It's funny that you.
How is Krampus the only... How is Krampus... You have one perception, and you still know it's more than Krampus.
I saw Santa again.
You were literally blind. How are you noticing this?
Because he just
saw Santa again.
sin. Krampus noticed they didn't give him his Christmas burger.
God.
Fucking burger.
Rogue, roll me perception real quick.
Okay, let me
It's on the first tab.
Let's go, boy. Let's go, boy.
Ow. Do, 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 do. Alright, cool.
Wow. How did I get a -1?
You managed to roll an 8 on that. I love how Yuki rolled a natural 1, and she has...
I did. I rolled an 8. So
to
yeah.
your 7, goddamn. So you don't really notice this. You're probably concerned about the fact that they're coughing up blood, and you really don't want to be around them.
You're too busy watching Krampus sit there and scratch his ass.
Gotta love that ass.
Yeah. The rest of you guys, though, you do notice, even the blind midget notices this because it's really uncomfortable. Especially for her. She notices how people move, how people act, how people behave, how people change. And if you pay attention to how someone talks, how someone walks, how someone moves, how they play card games, they always change up their behaviors. No one does the same action twice, regardless of who you are. It's just how your brain naturally works. You adapt to certain stimuli. Every single person in this entire encampment, with the exception of very few, including the person who's currently talking to you, are repeating the exact same movements. The dude with the cards, who was like coughing on his cards more or less, he looks like he's sleepy, and he looks like he's kind of moving in and out and whatnot. He looks like he's sick, but especially to a gambler's notice, he's just playing down a card, drawing it up, and then playing it down again every couple of minutes. It looks like he's having an actual card game against the other person, but if you pay attention to it, they're just doing the exact same movements with the exact same cards over and over and over and over again. But it's so fluid, it's so methodic, it looks like an actual card game that they're playing, which is super weird. Everyone else is doing pretty much the same thing, just doing different movements. The guy raking over here is doing the exact same plot of land for like 5 minutes before moving on to a different plot land, and then he just kind of repeats it over and over and over again. Is very disconcerting. It also adds to the weird feeling surrounding you, the fact there's no wind, there's no ammo movements or anything like that. It's just another weird thing going on in here. Hi.
Okay. If you recall, I just want to point this out.
Mhm.
I gave Sasuke my gas mask.
Yep.
So she should not hopefully get infected.
And I'm pretty sure being a death ball, I'm kind of immune to certain diseases.
You're immune to very common diseases as well as the FEV virus.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Winchester's gonna go kind of around to people, give them a big old sniff.
Who was it?
So you have the cloth on your nose specifically to make it so you don't, go insane from the smells. As you get closer to each person, that smell, the pheromone of sorts that's going through the air, that's the only way you can really define it, is increasing and decreasing intensity. Some people you walk over to, it's very light. Other people, it's slamming you in the nose and you have to walk backwards.
So it's
I believe
coming
Jack
from
and I
the
were
heat.
setting up a chemistry area in order to start processing their blood and seeing if we can figure out what's wrong.
Okay, you're a bit quiet, by the way. Yeah, so from what you can tell, the smell of sorts is in fact coming from everywhere. It is laden over this area. You can't quite tell exactly where it's coming from, more or less. Not exactly who. When you get close to a person, it seems like it's coming from them, but in some of the people, it's barely there. So it's like, it's moving back and forth. But over the general surrounding area itself, it is like a thick fog to you. And man, it's making your head swim. The cloth is doing wonders for you.
Yeah. So he gets all this information and he goes to
Mhm.
Sasuke as he relates it.
Mhm.
It's like as if this disease is coming off of them like a miasma.
You.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You're saying it seemed like it was coming off the people like a miasma.
Some
We're
of
still
them-
gonna have to draw blood to do testing on it.
Okay.
and
So
Winchester's gonna point to her that some people that he feels like the smell is coming stronger from this person. Test their blood first.
Yeah, the person he points out with the strongest smell, I'll start asking if I can test them
okay.
for.
Uh,
'Cause I'll tell them like I'm a doctor. I'm here to help. I want to
Mhm.
figure out what's wrong so we can heal you and make you guys all good again.
so
feel
we're
better.
gonna go ahead and say that I'm going to use. Do I have a? I swear I have a. Well, you know what? We're gonna just slam down some NPCs here, just so you guys don't have to deal with the colors there, and you guys actually get people to look at. These are in no way, shape, or form actual representation of who the people look like, but we're just gonna say that they look like people. And we're going to put down one more there. Alright, cool. So the guy who has the strongest is actually probably a toss-up between the guy who's basically showing you guys where the area is. You call him the guide, or this guy who is currently playing cards at a table.
Well, the guide is the one who's already given us permission to test with him, so I'll start with him.
Yeah, he's
Seeing
giving you guys
as
permission
he-
to like move around and stuff like that. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him if.
Mhm.
Well, I asked him last time if we could, take some of his blood for testing, and he said fine.
Okay.
I mean, I'll ask again, but
Yeah. So
Jack
you.
Taxi on it.
Yeah, Jet Taxi's just kind of setting up your equipment for you. He's just like moving everything into pretty good areas, which you can hear really well. He's setting them up pretty much professionally, which is kind of odd to you considering his general motif, but he seems to be a pretty good doctor. But yeah, so you walk up to like the guide as he's showing you the general area with a nice fireplace, and he's like, "This is a general place to study chemistry and stuff." Is there anything else you require, miss?
I'm just going to draw a little bit of blood from you so we can start testing to figure out what kind of sickness you guys have here, so that way we can work on an antidote for it.
Well, blood is an uneasy thing for us, but he like raises up his sleeve. You're
I
welcome.
can cover it up so
Try
you
to
won't
take
be able to
some.
see anything.
That won't be necessary, I don't believe. Thank you for the worry, though. He raises up his shoulder. His
arm.
Yeah, sleeve. That's the word. Roll me dexterity. It's for a very specific reason.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
I don't have. Is that agility?
Yes, sorry.
An agility check?
It's for a very specific reason,
bitch.
because... Alright, cool. Let me do this real quick. You attempt to go in for, very gentle stab. You've done this literally hundreds of thousands of times, usually on non-willing participants, but But when you go in to stab this guy specifically, and I'm actually going to roll this. There we go. Roll me endurance. -6.
Did this motherfucker just stab my little sister?
Alright, cool. So, as you attempt to go in for it, you do in fact hit, but his arm twitches as you do so. And as you hit the blood vessel, the vein, you accidentally slice it. And it pops. Like, it ruptures like a fucking, just like a friggin' spout. And it hits you right in the face.
I have a
Gas
gas mask on.
Yeah. But it hits you right in the gas mask, just spraying it down. And he's like, oh, ow.
Uh-oh. Death claw. Blood.
I try to collect as much of it as I can before I start patching it up, and if I need to, I will stitch together the blood vessel so it'll stop bleeding.
Okay. Real quick, because it is a spray of blood. Hi, Wally. You have the gas mask on, and that's protecting, I'm pretty sure, your entire face, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay. Do you have gloves? Because gloves are a rarity in this world, and it's not something you commonly do because it's kind of hard to use.
Probably not.
Okay.
Because if they're a rarity, I probably wouldn't have been able to come across them.
Yeah, okay.
And it would have made it more difficult for me, being a blind person, using my feeling senses.
Oh yeah, especially if you're trying to close up his veins.
And she has very small hands as well.
That is true. So you're just drenching your hands in his blood. You're literally closing up his veins. Your hands, your forearms are drenched in blood at the moment. Roll me endurance -8.
-8?
Yeah.
You really want me to fail this, don't you?
All right, cool. Yeah, so you finally finish up patching up his arms and stuff like that. I'm fairly certain you're about to go and wash off the massive amount of blood covering your hands now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
I
So
want to make sure that the people in our party who are not sick
Mhm.
don't get close to me at all.
Mhm.
Just in case this is an infectious disease, the first thing to stop the infectious disease is to wash it off and make sure you
Mhm.
don't come into any contact with persons who are not already infected.
Cool. So he guides you over to a sink as you start washing the blood off of you. It's very thick. It's not like slime, but it's significantly thicker than most blood that you deal with. You assume this is
Was it
because they're quite sick.
was it basically coagulated blood as it sprayed out, or did it like spray out and then coagulate really quickly?
So as it sprayed out, there was some of it that turned practically into a fine mist as it shot out from just the sheer velocity, while most of it was just slugging off his arm. So it was like a weird mix of the two. The one that you have on your
That
hand is very sticky and very slimy, but is
that's not normal.
fluid.
That is so not normal.
Is very weird blood. You have never felt blood with this weird ass texture before. It's very uncomfortable. It's like you know how when a snake poisons someone, like uses venom and stuff like that, it starts to make their blood more, it like thickens their blood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's very
The
similar to
this
that. Not quite the same degree, but it's very, very similar to that.
Can I, after I wash off all the blood and stuff, I want to go back to him and check his heart rate.
His heart rate is oddly normal.
And it doesn't seem like his heart is straining
Nope.
or anything. Can I listen to his lungs and
Yep.
see?
Roll me a. There's no listen check, is there?
I can roll doctor.
Protection.
Oh yeah, we'll doctor. We'll doctor with a minus 25. Cool. As you're listening to his heart, you do know. As you're listening to his lungs, you do notice that there does seem to be something kind of almost rattling in there. It sounds like if you have the flu and your lungs are kind of backed up with some stuff. He sounds almost exactly like a flu patient.
Yeah, but that doesn't correlate to his blood.
He's looking, acting, and walking and talking like a flu patient that's been bedridden for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't match what his blood is doing.
Not in the
And his heart
slightest.
should have. When I.
You do notice
I'm
as you
going
feel his
to-
pulse as well, from what you can feel, especially since you're very touchy based, his blood is flowing like normal, at least from what you can feel.
In the stuff that I collected, is it partial normal blood and partial that thick blood?
Pretty much, yes. It's so as you're like tilting it back and forth, actually a couple people can notice this. It's very slow moving. It's kind of like if you took blood and then you add like cornstarch to it.
Okay. Now, is the entire vial like that, or is it kind of separated into two parts with the more liquidy stuff settling
It's
on top?
kind of separated as you're like moving around. It does like it's not exactly separated because they do seem to be kind of moving in itself. It seems to be able to move through itself, but it is definitely two different types of blood that seems to be in there for the most part. One that is
I
thick
wanna-
and moving, and one that's fluid and fast.
I want to try and separate the thick, like the regular looking blood, the thick and fast, or the fast and regular moving blood versus the thick blood.
Mhm.
And then I want to test them, do the same tests on both of them, but see if we get different results from the two different types of blood that were
Okey-dokey.
found in the same patient.
Is there any particular way you're going to be separating them? Like you don't have somebody else's help? Jap Taxi.
I'm
seems to
gonna
be
have Jap help me separate them.
Okey-dokey. So he's gonna try helping you. How exactly are you separating them?
I'm gonna try and get
Syringe.
yeah, that'll probably be the easiest way, is try to syringe off with more control, the faster moving liquid. I'm gonna have Jap actually do that because he'll be able to see it a lot better and do it
Okay.
easier than I can.
He does
But
so
I'm
with
assuming-
remarkable ease and dexterity, as the two bloods are now separated. The one inside the thick vial is very sluggish now. It's not. It's like practically a slime as you're trying to move it. It's sticking. It's very slow moving. While the normal blood is acting exactly like normal blood, except maybe a little bit more watery.
like he had blood thinners almost. Okay. I'm gonna start running panels. I'm gonna run a rainbow first, see if anything comes up on the rainbow. Get
rainbow?
a CBC. A rainbow is basically a panel of blood tests that you get. So when you first enter like a hospital, it's called a rainbow. It does all these different tests for normal things. It also gets like your white blood count, your red blood count, like if there's what your platelets are doing. It tests for regular diseases like HPV, HIV, things like that. I'm basically going to go through an array of different blood tests to see if anything normal shows up.
When
See
you do
if,
the blood test, you can absolutely say for 100% certain this is not the flu, and absolutely no disease that you're comparing this to matches.
Okay. Does he have an elevated white blood count?
I would probably say a very slight elevated blood count. It's almost like his body is so what you can see. Roll me a doctor minus 50.
Doctor minus 50.
Oh my god.
That's still a success.
That's still succeeding.
How did you do that? All right. So yeah, as you're doing this, you're slowly going through it, and what you can tell is, and he doesn't seem to be aware of this, by the way. As you randomly look at him, and he just looks like he's about to kind of pass out, or he's just trying to make owl chit chat with like Ace or something, talking like Winchester. He looks like a normal dude. But as you're looking at this, from what you can tell of his body is attempting to fake being having the flu.
Fake having the flu.
So I'm gonna
That's
just
what you can
assume
tell.
Jap Taxi told me that what he saw, and that's how I'm gonna just assume Jap Taxi told me what he was seeing.
He's gonna tell you like how that. He's not gonna directly say that the guy's
Right.
faking, but yeah. From what you can tell, his inner body, like his blood, his white blood cells, his was it the immune system? His immune system looks like it's trying to fake having the flu. Which is very, very weird, because you've never heard of a weird-ass disease thing which you can control your own body to a point of being able to fake another disease.
I'm gonna turn to Jap Taxi and tell him what conclusion I've come to. That basically I'm gonna say his body's faking having the flu, which means whatever underlying disease or condition that they have is trying to play themselves off as the flu to continuously feed off of the host.
Do you say that loud enough for a lot of people here, or do you whisper to them?
I say it quietly to Jap.
Okay. In that case, that would be a detection roll from What's-His-Face to see if he actually heard you. Considering he's having idle chit-chat with, What's-His-Face? He did not.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
He does not seem to have reacted whatsoever to your words.
Okay. Alright.
Jap Taxi kind of like nods at you. Yes, that'd be normal.
Okay. So, based on what we know so far, whatever the underlying disease is, obviously doesn't want to be found and obviously doesn't want to be cured. So we're going to have to try and force it to come to the surface. Though I don't know.
You also don't know how it's transmitted, which
That's
is a bit of a
true.
worry for you.
We don't know how it's transmitted, but the most likely is to treat it as if it's a regular disease. So immediately wash off anytime you come into bodily fluid contact. Avoid um avoid having them breathe on you or like cough onto you or anything like that. Avoid that kind of stuff in order to try and not get it into your system.
Mhm.
I kind of want to test their like their vegetables that they're growing, see if something in the soil is causing this.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, so he kind of like nods to you and, yeah, sure, Ron. So he kind of like just nods to you and he's like, "You're welcome to check it. We have someone over there most days. It's just kind of bring up vegetables." He points to some vegetables. These are some freshly gotten ones from I think yesterday,
It was
maybe.
/R, right?
Yeah, /R space 1D100, or you can collect the 100 ripe in your old dice there. Other one's fine. 17. Yep. So probably kind of close. But not extensively just yet. Krampus, during this point in time that she's been investigating stuff, have you just been sitting there? What have you been doing? Krampus?
0.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Krampus. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
What have you been doing this entire time?
Drinking. from this fountain.
Alright. So, Mr. Rogue, as you're watching these people do their, let's see, what was your, you have no, yeah. So you're just, everyone around you just looks like normal people who kind of look a little bit sick, kind of under the weather. Some of them just look kind of tired. Some of them are playing games with each other. And you're just watching Krampus slam his skull into a fountain and just start lapping at it like a dog.
Is that wise for you to do? This place is.
Tasty water.
Who am I kidding? It's you.
You'll be fine.
I think if anything, you probably will get a cough or a sneeze from this.
Hit a rock in your throat. Would you like to try?
Yeah.
Would you like to try talking to some of the people around you, or do you just want to watch?
I will just try to figure out what the hell's going on in this place because whatever's going on, Jack is. He has a bad feeling about this place. He's giving off a bad feeling.
Yep. So there's a couple of people around you. This guy's just kind of standing there, looking like he's kind of sleepy. He's kind of like looking at the room here, kind of like he wants to go and sleep in there, but he's just kind of looks like he's very indecisive. This guy is just staring at the super mutant like you imagine anyone would, honestly. This guy's actually playing cards. We're gonna say against this guy. They're both just kind of playing down some cards, picking them back up, playing them back down, picking them back up, playing down. It's like a very fast game of speed from what you can see at this distance.
As much as I'd like to see what game they're playing, with that speed, I'd expect them to
destroy
already
you.
have shot me by the time I get my last word out. So, hey, Sleepy, can I ask you a couple questions?
What's up?
You are tired, aren't you?
Got up a few hours ago, and as cold as kicking my ass.
Cold. What's the deal with this place? It's giving me a. I'll be honest, it's giving me the creeps. I've never seen a place like this in the wasteland.
He just starts to stretch. Well, you see, bud. A long while ago, people came into this town, and they left. A couple of them stayed, and most of them left, and then People just stopped coming here, you know, and I haven't seen many visitors for I don't know how long, just a while. Yeah, he looks at you for a second. Roll me agility -4.
Agility. -4. What am I doing? -4. I just realized my agility is only 4.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Alright, cool. So he, like, kind of stumbles forwards as he's talking, and then as he's mid, like, yawn, he just starts to violently hack. It sounds like somebody's lung is just trying to punch itself out of his gut as just spit, like, just flows all over you. You were not expecting it all because he looked like he was just tired and stuff, but he was like mid yawn as he was talking to you, trying to explain things. Just roll me endurance minus actually same as Yuki. You probably don't have enough endurance for this. -8.
Crap. Why? What is up with this town?
You're feeling very gross as his spit is now on your face. You're starting to wipe off. Yeah, endurance -8.
Don't you know any manners?
I'm sorry.
God.
Someone caught me off guard. Oh! Got some right in your mouth.
Oh no!
Run to it next time.
Sorry, we stuck up on me. Our lungs aren't working quite the best at the moment. Yeah, he then starts to cough into his elbow. You see some blood actually splattering his elbow, though you don't taste any blood in your mouth.
Rogue, no!
Did I see this?
man.
You
What's
did
outside
watch
currently?
him just he was mid conversation, just mid talking, do a stretching, and then just violently coughing all over Rogue before like he went on to like a knee as he was trying to regain his own breath before standing back up again. He looks winded and like someone legitimately punched him in the chest frame with the strength of Mr. Krampus.
Little man coughing.
Lungs haven't been doing well for the last couple of years. Ugh. You can hear
Krampus
his
make you
rattling
better
as he
as
breathes.
Krampus make you better as he begins to grab him.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Krampus, no. Krampus, no.
Ace, you're watching Krampus pick up the little man.
Over his shoulders.
I'm gonna
At his back like a baby.
slowly. Big guy, what are you doing?
Breathe in air.
He looks deeply concerned.
Krampus is holding him up so he can get more air.
Oh my god.
And if it doesn't work, he's gonna chuck him.
Oh my god. He starts to breathe in as every single person in this area, which is actually more in those 3 that you see, it's like 6 or 7, all turn collectively towards Krampus as he picks up the person. You do notice the card game has stopped, the person who's looking at the fountain has stopped, and they're all staring at you collectively.
I think everyone can hear it, and when they hear "breathe in air,"
Sasuke, you would not see this. Jap, are you done with your raid?
Sin.
Yes.
I wanna do something dumb. Can I please do something dumb?
What dumb insanity are you producing?
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. Can I gore this man?
I'm sorry?
I want Winchester to just kill him.
I thought you keep saying you're a pacifist. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
No, that's Wally. That's Wally who's a pacifist.
I'm sorry.
Because if Winchester saw what was happening outside, I think he might have an idea on what might be going on.
You most certainly didn't see anything outside. All you can hear is Krampus shouting, "Breathe, little man."
Yeah, but that would cause him to go look out the window and see everyone just staring collectively at him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then
Yeah.
for now he's gonna watch the scene and see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
Like,
you see
all
Krampus lift up person. Everyone turns towards him. Not quite like everyone like it legitimately just looks like to most people turning to look at the big old man who's holding one of their companions. As all again, the dead silence is unbelievably creepy to most of you. As he attempts to take in breath.
Oh dear.
You better hope it works.
Okay, so then instead,
Yep.
Sin,
Yes.
is the smell that Winchester's smelling the smell of death?
No, it's not.
It's not the smell of decay.
No, the smell of decay is you're very used to that smell. You that smell, and you on first name basis. You on a first date, you know.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, this smell and you are like estranged cousins from like across the world. It's a very unpleasant smell to you, but certainly not one you know. But he does in fact start taking a deep breath before his lungs things kick up again. He starts coughing violently, and blood splatters Krampus's cheek.
But Sin,
Hmm?
remember, Sweet Home Alabama.
What?
Sweet Home Alabama.
God. He is breathing. He just sprayed your face with blood.
Oof.
He's just looking up top, looking at him. Did it work?
Yes.
Good. Krampus give you a bath. He puts him in the fountain.
Big guy, remember, you gotta give him air. Don't hold him under.
Air, good idea.
Oh, what have I
He's
done?
gonna like
Give it a CPR.
dip him in there. Not head face first, just he's holding him by the collar, just dipping him in.
Just dipping him in water. He looks so unfathomably uncomfortable. As it looks, at least, like you're not about to kill him. Everyone returns back to their exact same actions that they were doing previously, including the card game, which Ace sees is the exact same movements once again. It's like if you are trying to shuffle in a bullet into a magazine, but
Oh,
you've
no.
done it for
It
like
doesn't
years.
stop there.
Oh God, what are you doing?
After he finishes him, he looks at everyone else, starting with him. Your turn.
Oh my God.
He's gonna give each of them
Everyone's
the same
gonna get
treatment.
baptized by
Yeah.
Krampus.
Oh dear.
So each and every one of you fuckers are getting baptized by Father Krampus.
I hate that sentence. Somehow, as you are dunking them, they are not horrified. In fact, as you get to the third person, they just stop noticing, per se, that you're doing this, and you just kind of do it, they do it as the same motion. You do it, you let go of them, they immediately walk back to where they were previously, and go back to doing what they were. Except for this guy. He's kind of just laying on the ground.
And he turns to you, Ace. Your turn.
Hang on. No.
Your turn.
I already had a bath. You just didn't see it.
Roll persuasion.
What's
See how
what's
dumb
your
this
bluff
fucker
skill?
Would it be persuasion or?
Let's see. I
Maybe I
believe
should
that
do
would
intelligence.
be.
I don't know.
I believe that would be.
Charm.
Isn't that persuasion versus detection?
Yeah, it'd probably be detection versus versus deception.
Could I use deception?
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, I don't know that I have had a bath recently.
Yeah, you use deception versus his detection, whichever one is higher wins.
Oh no.
Fine. Come back.
I'm running.
I'm coming.
I'm hopping the fence.
He rolled a
Just smash through the
-8.
fence.
He rolled a -8 to your 98.
He's gonna smash through the fence. He's chasing FD.
What did I walk back into?
I'm trying to get Ace
Krampus
a
was
bath.
trying to bathe me.
And
trying to
Ace
baptize you.
managed to almost roll a natural critical fail when trying to decept him.
I'm gonna smash through the fence and try and grab him.
Jesus Christ.
I'm continuing to run.
Can I roll like sleight of hand or something?
Let's see. Roll. Both of you roll agility. Whichever higher wins.
Oh god.
If I fuck this up, I swear to God.
Look at this.
Alright, cool. You got a critical on that one, actually, Ace.
Still chasing you.
You're managing to avoid him, but you guys are now just running around the entire compound.
Actually, hang on. I'm gonna roll intelligence real quick.
Mhm.
See if he can pull a smart move.
Trying to do what they in the biz
Oh,
call
no.
a gamer strat.
Oh no.
So, here's how his mind works. Normally, he would go this way, this way.
Uh-huh.
No, he's going through here.
I love how you guys walk into an NPC town and your first instinct is to break every wall.
No, that's Krampus's instinct.
So what is
Okay.
what do I roll to get through them?
So about this, my plan was hide just behind this corner, and when he rounds the corner, I duck back the other way to throw him off. So when he crashes through this wall, I'm gonna go back the other way.
Roll me strength minus. This is a stone wall, probably like -4. I'm fairly certain you can't lose. Yeah. And then roll me endurance.
Oh my god.
And then roll me some agility.
Which way is he going again?
He's going there.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, roll me
So
an
you guys are
agility.
just tending to this poor
Roll,
person.
roll,
and
roll me
then-
agility real quick.
Well.
Oh, agility? Alright.
Yeah. He bursts through the wall, and I'm assuming that Mr. Winchester steps out of the way of the bearing, disturbing, terrifying man of mystery and magic.
Well, not just that. He reaches, he like comes over. He's not gonna explain anything. He's gonna quickly pick up the small child with his teeth, and he's gonna jump back with her.
Let me feed you.
You don't quite go that way, Krampus. You go this, to this, to this, to this.
Let
He's
me
dead.
feed you. Where'd he go?
I am in the middle of something. Let me go.
Now,
When he picks you up, you're yelling. Then you just hear Krampus come charging through the building.
I'm still gonna try and get out.
roll me, Yuki. God, you have such low perception. Roll me perception +4.
+4, yay.
All right, cool. How did you get 2 on that? Okay. You can hear with unbelievable clarity something you really wish you could not have unbelievable clarity when listening to, which is the sound
Oh.
of someone's entire body exploding violently like a water balloon.
Oh no. The
Mm.
guy
I
that
killed him, man.
snapped down with your foot onto the guy that she was doing what she was thing.
You
Hit him.
quite literally flattened him like a pancake. And as it turns out, when somebody's inner organs are squeezed with such unbelievable force that they explode, their skin cannot hold it. So
Oh my god,
his blood is now covering the entire floor, the tables, the wall. His skin is plastered to some of the area. And Jap Taxi, roll me agility -8.
Are you sure about this?
Roll me agility -8.
Krampus, you might end up killing Jap. Oh no.
How?
Roll
Well,
me
then,
endurance
you agility
-8.
-8.
Roll me endurance -8.
Oh, because Ace
So
didn't
that's an
want to
automatic
pass.
fail for Jap.
Huh?
Why are you having me roll endurance if you don't mind?
Specifically because you just got sprayed with all of his blood. Your entire
Good.
body is now soaked in blood.
Why would it be endurance for Jap of all people, given his
It's for
nature?
very specific. It's why I had Rogue roll endurance and Yuki roll endurance as well. It's the exact
You
same
might
thing
be
going
getting
on.
infected.
So you
That's
do
why.
realize that I have a 5 in endurance. Isn't that just an automatic fail?
You know, you're correct about that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so that's an automatic fail. So you're now absolutely drenched in blood. Your clothes are soaked, your hands are soaked, your mask is soaked. Your face, oddly enough, isn't soaked except for your eye holes, because now your eyelids are soaked. Your boots are soaked. You're stepping around, and his blood is just filled up your boots.
I'm just gonna keep working.
Alright.
Where did he
Thankfully,
go?
your vials are perfectly fine. The testing board you had, not so much.
So
Jap, we're gonna have to restart the testing. So this time when we restart it, let's look for things that aren't normal about it.
Rogue, roll me perception.
Okay.
So
okay.
Winchester's gonna bring her back to the little table area, but this time he's gonna put her. Whenever he drops her, he puts her on top of the table.
Krampus can't find him.
Oh, cool. You notice as you like the moment that your character hears the crash through the walls, you notice every single person in the entire area twitches. The exact same twitch, the exact same movement, the exact same aspects. In fact, the card game that they're playing, a card flips out of both persons' hands before they immediately snatch it, bring it back, and put down. You're welcome to.
I knew there was something messed up with this town.
And then you hear the second crash through the other wall. Might have just been that they heard the crash and they twitched, but you're seeing something bad. No group of people, especially not 7 people out in this courtyard, twitches at the exact same moment in time. That is not hurtful.
I think.
What?
Oh shit! I think I know what's going on
What
here. I think
the-
I know what's going on here, but Winchester doesn't because he didn't see this.
Yeah.
What the hell is? Well, I was going to go to that well and try to get whatever.
Yeah, maybe
Try
that's
to like
right.
rinse my
Something
mouth
in
out.
the water hole.
What the hell got in my mouth? But I think I need to go inside because these guys are creeping me the hell out.
Krampus, do me a favor and roll a detection plus 20.
Detection.
Yes.
Detection plus 20. Detection.
Oh, by the way, you're now
Yeah.
covered in blood, but it doesn't matter for you. Not with your fucking 20 endurance. Okay, detection. You, as stupid as you are, when you ran over the person, he didn't feel like someone you normally run over. You don't have a whole lot of experience with running people over, but it certainly didn't feel like a normal person you run over. At least, you're fairly certain it didn't. You could be wrong. And then you met the wall.
He just walks back and looks at the body, crouches down.
Winchester's also over there, kind of just examining the body.
The blood is, as was in the vials, odd. Oh, by the way, Rogue, you walk into the room, and all you see is 2 broken walls and a red room.
Why am I not surprised that you guys caused that noise?
By the way, do you guys tell Yuki that the room is actually red?
Does she even know what red is?
Well, I more mean the volume of blood.
Bloody
No.
mess.
I come in and it's like, wow, you guys are decorating here. That was... I wish that was the weirdest thing I've seen today, but that's not.
You just
Wait.
see the just point at the super mutant.
The entire room is covered in blood, like a layer of blood.
I don't think a person has that amount of blood. in
They
their body.
shouldn't have that much blood in their body.
They shouldn't. And you also notice, especially since you're standing on the table, you like wipe the table. It's not a thick layer of blood. It is a coat, as if you spray painted the wall. This is, in fact, oddly enough, roughly just a little bit more than the normal amount of blood. It's just aerosoled and painted effectively onto the walls. Like it did when it shot towards you, the blood exploded with such violent force that, unlike normal blood, it didn't just coat the walls, it sprayed. Kind of like anybody who's played Halo would know this, but basically, it's like if you take a fungal spore, for example, and you pop it, it explodes. And even though it's a very small amount of spores, it explodes and it gets everywhere. Same concept, but with blood.
During the physical exam I did on the guy while I was trying to, do like a once over, was his skin taut? Did his veins feel like they were pressurized? Did his skin feel like it was
His
really
skin
taut?
felt normal, but when you were sealing up his vein, it did in fact get pressurized. When you sealed it up fully, it expanded ever so slightly. Effectively, from what you can tell, mainly from the fact that the entire room is now red, at least from what you're being told, and the fact that you're actually wiping a coat of blood off the ground, his veins were prepped to violently explode if they got nicked to a point of aerosol. And that is some violent force right there.
They're ticking time bombs.
And I'm the only one outside with all of them.
Yeah.
I want to test something. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ask if Winchester can get somebody for us to test, and I'm gonna bring them to a separate room.
I mean, you already have 2 in the room.
Persons that aren't people who are actually infected.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't tell Krampus to go fetch?
No, I said Winchester.
Oh, Winchester.
Winston,
Alright.
the smart one.
You said my name right.
So I'm assuming you're stepping outside, Winchester?
Yeah. She asked for that, and he's actually curious too, because he's got his own ideas on what's going on. So he's kind of curious to see what she gets from it. So yeah.
So you notice at this point, Egg, that as he starts moving around, they've all gotten up. The people who are playing the card game specifically have now put down their cards and have stood up.
I'm slowly drawing my gun.
So Winchester's looking around at everybody. He's noticing this too. He starts putting his claws onto the ground like as if he's getting into a pounce-ready pose. As an animal himself, he can kind of sense danger when it's around.
Oh yeah,
This-
you can tell there. It's you're backing them into a corner at the moment, from what you can tell. This looks like pure animalistic instincts. The really weird thing is though, Ace, roll me perception. Actually, yeah, roll me perception minus. Well, you've been focusing on them for a while. You have 10 perception, I believe.
Yes.
You don't have to. Well, you can see as you're looking at them, they're moving in perfect sync. Completely and utterly perfect movements. There is not a single movement of theirs that isn't mirrored in all 4 of them, with certain exceptions, namely the placement of their feet.
Sin.
Hmm?
Winchester's gonna go for another big sniff into the air.
Mhm.
Can he tell if it is a fungus he is smelling?
It is not. You can wholeheartedly tell it is not fungus.
But it's definitely something to that effect. It's some kind of
Mm-hmm.
it's some kind of parasite that I know. That I'm pretty sure Winchester can kind of piece together, considering the blood, what it did to that man's blood,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that they are all moving in perfect sync, like as if they are part of a hive mind.
That you're able to tell from what's seeing them. They look like they're in a hive mind. Whether or not it's a parasite or a weird ass infection, you have no idea. But what it looks like is that they are in fact moving like a hive mind.
Ace, get inside and lock the doors.
Way ahead of you, I say as I'm inching along the wall, gun in hand, pointed at all of them. I'm not
After
turning
all
my back on them.
intelligence.
Tell Krampus to get his ass out here.
I'm gonna roll intelligence, see if he remembers.
Oh no. Roll me intelligence.
So, what's going on?
Yep.
Are they
I
still twitching in unison?
as soon as I close the door, I turn around
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Big guy, Scaly wants you outside."
Scaly.
What the fuck happened in here?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Is
but,
that skin? Sasuke, what did you give him?
You just see Sasuke like poking and prodding at the body, trying to like find any semblance of where things could have been to test.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, can you help me find the heart?
Looks like a
Or the
water
brain?
balloon.
I holster my gun. Fine, give me a minute.
Somebody might want to go clean off Jap though. He's covered in the blood right now.
Yeah.
He's
Covered
still
in the
working
blood
on
and still working, and he's trying to ignore you people, but you people keep getting louder.
Let's see. You are also covered in blood, Mr. Deathclaw, but I don't know where you were facing when he exploded.
Well, he would have well, Winchester would have done it where he picks up Sasuke and he jumped back and he had like his head up, to kind of
Yeah.
move her as far away from the rampaging super mutant as he could.
Mhm.
So he would have probably been shielding her from any blood gotten on, but also his scales probably wouldn't allow any
Yeah.
infection.
Roll me endurance -2.
All right. Where is endurance? Here we are. -2.
That's a big difference from the -8.
Because he has scales, and the only part of him that would have been exposed would be a
Doesn't
very
matter.
small section of the side of his neck. Unlike you or Jap, who just got a full hose down.
But even then,
Yeah.
Do I have to redo my endurance then since I got hosed down again?
No.
was kind of blocking you mostly from that. So not
Yeah.
much actually got.
Yeah, but now I'm playing in it to figure out what the fuck is going on.
You are, but you do not have to roll endurance for a very specific reason that I will explain in another episode. You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, you feel perfectly fine, Winchester. Yeah, so They all are looking at you weird. You also notice many of them have just kind of disappeared. As Ace went back inside, and your focus is on several of them, a couple of them kind of left. There's also the person who was originally inside of this area is also not there, but you guys can't see that.
So Winchester turns to Krampus when he comes out.
Mhm.
He's like on the ground, in a battle pose in a sense.
Mhm.
As he talks to him, Krampus, I need you to listen to the reindeer. All of the people in this town are on the naughty list.
Oh shit! I
Pulls
need
out
to do
axe. He's going to start killing these people.
Oh my god.
Krampus.
Huh?
What?
Jap's just calling out Krampus's name from inside the room.
He turns.
Come here, would you?
Naughty list must kill.
You'll be on the naughty list if you don't come here. Now.
Sad music goes through his head as he just like go. You know how like a child gets all like sad
Yeah.
and whatnot. He's just like walks slowly back inside.
Head down low, arms just hanging.
Yeah.
Do you want me to perform a chemistry or a doctor skill to see if I can figure out what is in this blood? Like, what is up with this blood?
There is quite a bit of blood. However, let me see. Would there be any organs left? Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
There is in fact several organs in this crushed ass body. As it turns out, when Krampus decided to squish the body, he squished the skull, and he also managed to push most of the internal organs, including the heart, the lungs, and the stomach,
Everything.
through the skin, just kind of slopping off to the side there. So they're fully intact. Rest of his
Well,
body
I'm
not
gonna-
so much, and the skin
go,
pasted the
guys.
wall.
Time to go gore diving.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing tests and seeing if I can figure out what's going on with this kind of
Okay,
blood and
roll
stuff.
me. God, now you have fucking internal organs. God, natural 20. Why? Roll me doctor minus 40. Let's go with that. Yep. Okay. So I'm assuming, Winchester, you're just going to gore the ever-living hell out of those two.
Well, no. First, he's like watching them to make sure that they aren't doing anything. Like he's stalking prey currently.
These
So-
two start to kind of move away to kind of get out, essentially, from what you can tell. These two are backed into a corner. They got nothing. They're pretty much just watching you at this point. As you are playing with the intact heart, you do notice it's very heavy. It's weirdly heavy. It's uncomfortably heavy. And I don't say this with a heavy heart.
I knew that was coming. Okay, I start dissecting it to try and figure out why it's so heavy.
How careful are you at dissecting?
Very careful, because I'm a fucking doctor.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Where do you point the first incision?
At the
I would do the first incision at the top of the right ventricle.
Alright, cool. I'm assuming that's pointed towards a wall and not rogue.
Oh yeah, it's not pointed toward. Okay, so when I do the cut, obviously I make sure it's laying flat on the table, and I'm off to the side of it. So if I were to open it up, if it was still pressurized, it would shoot straight up into the air and not actually shoot at somebody.
Hey,
Smart.
Sasuke.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of a blood sprinkler?
I think I'm about to.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think you're about to.
You very carefully stab the thing, and
I'm gonna go ahead and just back into this room over here.
yeah, as you do hit the very first incision, the very first like pinprick shoots a pressurized, like basically a bolt of blood into the ceiling, and then just kind of leaks. It's like one single shot straight upwards, hitting the ceiling with enough force to probably kill someone if hit in the right spots. Almost like a bullet of blood. And then the rest of it is just leaking out of the heart.
Sin.
Hmm?
You know, the way you keep describing it and stuff, it's making me think that these guys are nothing but boomers from Left 4 Dead.
Kind of. However, that's from what Sasuke can tell, that was in fact a self-defense mechanism. Completely intended to murder whoever stabs them in the heart.
Man, nobody breaks up with anybody in this town.
I hate that joke. I hate that.
You made it.
I'm ashamed.
I assume that I
I keep
I
dissecting it,
hear
trying to figure out what
essentially like a 2-liter being opened for the first time as she stabs the heart.
Kind of, yeah.
When it's done, I peek my head out.
As you look in, you do notice the table is now literally flowing with blood, just along the sides of it, making a small pool on the bottom. Significantly more blood than should be in a certain heart, hence why it was heavy as hell. Aw, kitty. And, as you look back, she's just kind of opening up the heart. From what you can tell inside of there, wow, okay. From what you can tell inside of there, something used to live in there. You can also tell, because of the way that the I suppose ventricles are, you know, the things that the tubes basically, they're wider right at the tip. So something seemed to be inside that heart that seemed to move throughout the body, from what it looks like. Although, from what you can tell, it could have been one thing, it could have been 200 things. You're not really sure.
I know Ace is here, right?
Yeah, he's like right behind you. You can hear him shuffling.
I'm gonna ask Ace to start looking for some sort of parasites that might be moving around on the floor.
Hey, we send the blue.
Like worm-like things or bug-like creatures that are coated in the blood that are crawling around on the floor.
You're welcome to roll detection now that you know what you're looking for as well. Do a plus 20.
Okay, detection plus 20. As I'm beginning to look, I mutter to myself, "That's it. I am never following that fucking lizard ever again."
Are you have your boots on? You don't have any
I'm
gloves
not touching
on.
anything.
Okay, good. Okay.
I'm looking with
pure
my eyes.
Okay.
You should just dig in the pile of blood.
Just be very careful to look.
If I poke around at anything, it's going to be with my knife.
That might not be good for your life. Alright, so as you're looking through it, you do see very small trails in the blood. Very, very few of them. And most of them lead directly into the into the floorboards. Some of them seem to have been from the skin itself. Some of them were just massive piles of blood, which are noticeably smaller than they were.
Cat's trying to get away.
Yeah. And definitely some from some of the internal organs as well. You also notice those are slightly bigger than they should be, but smaller than when you first looked at them.
Hey, Sin.
Yes.
Can I just have an empty vial, scoop up some of the blood? Cool. Can I possibly catch a parasite in it?
You know what? Roll me luck -4.
Sin, I have a luck stat of 4.
Oh.
At least give me a chance.
Luck -2. Giving you a thonking chance. I always forget your luck is so low.
Yeah, Jack has no luck. He's agility based and charisma based.
Looks at you looting
everything else is out the window.
Yeah, luck -2.
He must be thinking about me because I'm the one with the high luck here.
Looks at me having 9 luck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let
I
me
knew I
let me
was having-
see.
Looks at the
Oh
fucking
boy.
gambler.
Wait, what?
Let me see.
Okay.
You scoop through
It's
some of
the
the blood,
clothing of the
and you
corpse.
just kind of push some of the blood away. You notice that's some damn fine clothing under there.
Oh.
That is a damn fine jumpsuit.
Jack looks at the shirt that he just picked up instead of the blood, and he's gonna try again. You see him like look at Ace and just like throw it at Ace, the bloody covered
Oh
mechanic gun.
god, Ace
I'm
roll guilty.
Dodging.
Ace roll guilty minus 2. You're having a bloody jumpsuit thrown at your face. You're not getting near that with a 10-foot pole.
As Jack just like reaches his hand back down with a vial in it this time and trying to scoop up stuff.
I see what Jack's trying to do. I'll try to do the same thing, but with the heart that I
Wait,
have
I'm
trained
sorry.
to
You
do that
see
with.
what Jack's doing?
I can hear what Jack.
You can hear squelching noises, and I don't need this. We're done with you.
I'm gonna ask Jap.
I'm gonna try and find a parasite in the heart and put it in a thing.
Was that Ace?
So you said that there were little, like, trails leading into the floorboards?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Jap, can I borrow that hatchet you had?
Jap looks at you, pulls out the hatchet and throws it at you. You notice he also grabs the board, the cork board they had. He hands it to Krampus. I want you to go take the theft side and get all the blood off of it. And don't bring me back a semi-bloody board. You will be on the naughty list until you get this clean. Go clean it, please.
He looks at it. He's just like, he nods as he prepares to smash it on the wall.
Oh
Go
my god.
outside to do that, please.
Clean it faster.
Outside.
I just look at him. There's water outside. You were bathing everyone in town.
You shouldn't have said that.
Let's see if he remembers.
Oh my god.
I fucked up, didn't I? Or not?
He does
Krampus
not.
don't remember. Krampus do deed. As he just scoots past and starts
Winchester.
trying to
So you still watching
dip
these
the
two?
board in the water.
Winchester,
So what-
you still watching these two?
Oh, yeah. Oh, stomach. Hold on. Yeah, he's like, just slowly getting closer, and he talks to the both of them at the same time.
Hmm.
Who are you?
They both tilt their heads as they look at you. Interesting specimen. We have no need of you.
Yes, I'm going to have to say no to that, I'm afraid. So he's been getting closer and closer.
Mhm.
Go for a claw swing at both of them.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, because they're not even going to dodge. Roll me endurance minus 8.
All right.
Doo-doo. Jesus Christ. Good God. Oh, I forgot you had
You're
really
kind of
shitty...
slow on the uptake, aren't
I
you?
forgot you had really shitty endurance. I keep thinking of Krampus when I think endurance. Yeah, so you take a swipe at them, and they don't even try to dodge. They're not even... They look at you, and especially the one in front there, turns towards your fist, and angles himself. So as you stab into him, the pressurized blood slams into your face and immediately down your throat. Just a chonka-lonka-lonk amount of just liters of blood just diving down your throat. You start to choke a little bit as your slices goes through the other one and sprays along your arm and back. It tastes kind of bad.
Can I roll to upchuck?
You're welcome to roll me. What would it be to upcheck? I don't know. I don't know. Roll me natural endurance, I guess.
All right. So just straight up endurance.
Yep. 1. All right. Cool. Yeah. I thought someone knocked on my door. So you're able to upchuck the mass amount of blood that you had. This is also a precaution that happens with when death claws. I imagine we eat something poisonous, they would be able to upchuck lizards and
He
stuff.
may not have control over it, but it's just the
Yeah.
death claw physiology caused him to do it.
So you just spray these bodies with your just blood pouring over them as there's a bit of bile coming up as well. It is deeply unpleasant for you to feel, and you do see some weird tiny worms inside of the blood before they pop like balloons as your acid flows over them. It's quite gross. In fact, it is one of the grossest things you've honestly seen. Tiny worms in blood is not on your to-do list for the day. That's called grub. That's not called person's insides.
Interesting. Though sickening. Some form of blood parasite is infecting these people. That would explain the smelling. No, it doesn't actually. What the fuck? First, he zooms over to the well and he checks the well first to see if there's anything in the water.
There's sweat, I guess. I mean, he dunked a shit ton of people on there, so I mean, you would not trust it, but it looks clean. As clean as you can get in a radioactive wasteland.
Yeah, I know, but his radiation is not what matters.
Yeah.
So when he's radiation proof to an extent.
Uh-huh.
He's just checking to make sure there ain't no blood in it, or worms to an extent.
There's no worms in it, nor is there blood in it. Well, there wasn't blood in it until Krampus started washing a board in it, but there's no worms.
All right. He dunks his head in, sucks up some water, swishes it around, and then spits it back out. So get out the blood that's in his mouth currently.
Okay, so you start switching around, you start spinning out and stuff like that, trying to get the foulness out of your existence. And then back.
It doesn't taste any better considering I bathed like 4 people in it.
Also, you shoved your own head in there, but
Yeah.
I would be worried about diseases you would get from Krampus, but
He's just watching you as he's trying to like clean the board from the blood that's on it.
So Ace, you were using a hatchet.
I would like to use the hatchet to pry up some of the floorboards.
Okie dokie.
First, however, I would like to wrap my hands in some spare cloth or something that won't get blood on my hands.
Okay. I was about to say, well, there's a jumpsuit, but yeah, there's you have some sort of cloth in your bag. You have quite a bit of it, if I
If nothing
remember.
else, I have a bandana.
Yeah, and so you just start wiggling out the floorboard. As you do so, you realize it's dirt underneath the wood, and it's quite bloody.
Are there any visible holes, like tunnel holes?
Not that you can see. Roll me detection plus 15.
Plus 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Detection plus that.
No.
Wow.
To the best of your knowledge, as you look through it, the dirt seems unrustled, other than the blood that is now seeping into it that's flowing off of the floorboards. Although, like with mud, something could have walked through and you would not be able to see it regardless. It's like,
So what are you looking for anyway?
I kind of point down at the ground. Whatever made those tracks went between the floorboards.
You see Jep kind of sit there for a moment. Tracks? Or... Sin, would Jep know about parasites?
you would know certain ones, stuff that you can get from water, kind of like when inside of Africa for us, there's certain parasites like tapeworms and stuff like that. Small blood-based parasites, though, you would not have any knowledge of. You
But
would
that
know
would still
usual
sound like-
parasites.
Something from the blood went underneath the floorboards.
From what it sounds like, something that was slithered through the blood and then went between the floorboards into the dirt.
So I'm gonna do something kind of dumb, and it's a really bad idea considering Jap's personality.
Oh no.
I have booze.
I'm
are you doing?
concerned.
Jap's gonna douse his head in the booze and take off his mask and chug one. Oh dear.
Chug one what? Chug an
He's
alcohol?
You have rum and you had vodka. Which one did you chug?
The one that's more potent.
Vodka then.
Yeah,
be.
let me... Oh my
I'm
god.
concerned.
I am
Oh, this
deeply
is not going to
concerned.
end well.
Well, roll me a 1d100, get above an 80. You are drunk.
Cool. So you see Jap do that. He throws the bottle at the wall. All right. As you see him pick a vial up of the blood and take the I guess another vodka if he has one.
Uh-huh.
And you see him like pour a little bit of it on top of the blood, and he's just kind of sitting there like kind of swaying a little bit.
So you just picked up that's the vial from the floor itself.
Yep.
So like with the other blood, it seems to be kind of moving between the thick and the light blood. As the vodka kind of swishes inside there, it seems to mix the two of them together more or less, which is unsettling to Ace as he's watching this, as the vodka is mixing with both types of blood, combining them.
I help steady him by grabbing him like just above the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at him and the vial and I say, I don't think that's what they mean by Bloody Mary.
I'm not doing that. As you see Jap grab some of the other chemicals, I would like to roll chems to figure out if I can, or what would I roll to figure out something to do with the blood, possibly like a reaction of some type.
That would probably be chems flat.
Have I found a parasite in the heart yet? As I've been
You have not,
dissecting
no.
it?
As you're going through it, you can feel where there were nudges and sections where the parasites probably were. From you feeling around in there, you're fairly certain there was more than one, but because it is the central section of the place, aside from the brain, there could have been a single one in there that was making these nudges. But as you're feeling around, you're fairly certain there was multiple, but they left like real quick, it seems. Although from the looks of it, they seem to primarily feast upon blood. At least that's what you can tell from the amount of blood that is there, as well as the holes in, well, not holes, but notches in the walls and stuff like that. So they seem to be a parasite that drinks the blood as they control the host, more or less. At least that's what it feels like to you. As you're doing the chemistry, you do notice that the vodka is weirdly mixing with the blood in that it's not only combining the two types of blood into one semi-cohesive normal blood, but is also seemingly to damage the blood slightly. The blood itself doesn't seem to have too many odd properties, aside being stupidly thick and then stupidly thin. So when you mix them together, it effectively just becomes blood with a significant amount of alcohol inside of it.
All right. By the way, I was taking other chemicals and putting it into vials of blood
Yeah.
to kind of like. That's what I was mainly doing.
As you
To try to
continue
see what reactions I would get.
As you continue putting in, some of them act like blood thinner, some of them act pretty violently, especially acids tend to react very violently with the blood. The thick blood pretty much melting, and then the thin blood being there. It seems like the thin blood seems to be normal blood, but on blood thinners, so there's a lot less of the blood material. And the thick blood seems to be whatever was taken out of the thin blood mixed with something else, and you're not quite sure what it is.
Ah, I see. Sasaka,
Mm.
what have you figured out with that heart? Oh,
There was parasites in it.
okay, this
Multiple
is what I thought.
parasites.
Well, I'm glad I just had down that vodka.
Their blood
Did you get
feasting
kind of send up from the
parasites.
thing, Ace? Ace, I need a favor.
Depends on what the favor is.
Find me all the booze you can.
All of them?
How is Booze
Yeah.
going to solve all this?
Oh.
As much, I don't care, raid their storehouses, but find me more alcohol.
Hang on a minute. Are we sure these people are really worth that many booze?
Jap windily stands up, like his back is bending really far before he kind of leans back forward, as he puts his hands on your shoulder. I am covered in blood.
Oh, God.
I
I
noticed.
don't care if they're worth the booze. My clothes are worth more, and I want my nice shirt back. They hurt my shirt, man. And they're going
Okay.
to pay for it in booze.
I kind of look up at the ceiling in consideration of what he just said. Look back at him. Alright. Fair enough.
Okay, cool.
As you look at the ceiling, roll me a luck. I'll go with how much is your luck?
I have a 9 luck.
9, luck -4.
Luck -4. Okay.
Just want to see if this is going to be really funny or if nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Cool. You look up and
Was
you
I
do...
about to have blood fucking drip in my eye?
Yeah, and the blood is just sprayed on the top there. Gravity does work wonders. But thankfully, blood has not dripped into your eyeball today.
Isn't he wearing a mask anyway?
No, he
No,
gave
I
it
No,
to
I'm
Sasha.
wearing it.
Which apparently didn't help that much, but, you know.
Would have helped amazingly for an airborne
Okay.
virus.
Now, if you excuse me, as you see Jap pull out his, throwing knife, I've gotta go grab something. As he, stumbles his way outside.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
So-
go look for booze.
So,
I'm
fun
gonna
fact,
take
Jap
your
gets
parrot.
violent when he's drunk.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, so, Rogue, you're just watching him say, grab the booze.
And step outside. So, there isn't anyone else from this province nearby, is there?
Nope, they all ran away real quick. There are 2 dead bodies, though. They're right here.
Jap's gonna start stumbling towards those dead corpses.
Okay. Good, good.
Do we, Jack is just kind of just trying to process what is happening, and,
Mhm.
he's just clueless. But,
Sasuke, real quick, roll me a doctor minus... What's a doctor at?
131.
75.
Jesus.
This is a very hard roll for you to do, but it's very important for you. Somehow you
51.
succeed. As you're running through this, something does click in your mind. Something that fills you with incredible amounts of irritation, mostly because you didn't notice it previously. You're shifting through the heart. You're touching everything. You're moving through everything, and you can kind of, as you're like rubbing your hands together slightly to either get some stuff off or anything like that, you notice there's less blood on your hands now than there was previously.
Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. I immediately. Is Ace still in the room with me? No, he fucking left me. I am going to do my best to run
Jack
out
is
and
there.
find water.
I'm just like in this room here,
Yeah.
looking for booze.
You hear
she
her
starts
say. You hear her start
bursting and
cussing.
trying to run out of the room, but she keeps hitting the wall. I'm gonna find the way out eventually.
Jack, you want to help her?
Yeah, I will help her.
Mhm.
So you finally realized that you were surrounded by blood, or in the
No, the parasites are on me. I have to wash off the parasites.
wait, parasites?
Yeah, just point me to the fucking door. How do I get out of here?
Yeah, I'll take you there, because outside
Don't
might
touch
be
me.
a
You're
little
gonna get it.
hostile.
Do not fucking
Well-
touch me. Just point me in the direction.
Don't touch
I
me,
already
okay?
got-
Do I hear this
Yeah.
through the open door? I just poke my head back out. Too late. Somebody coughed in his mouth.
Oh,
Yes, that's
stay
why
the
I'm
fuck
panicking
away
right
from me.
now.
Hey, how do I get out of here? I need out of here now.
What
I give her
do?
vague
Hey,
directions
parasite,
towards the door.
What was
I'm
that?
gonna
Rose?
start running at full speed
Oh god.
at where Ace told me to run out of here,
No.
and I am trying my best to sniff out water.
What was that, Rogue?
I was just kind of saying, I mean, basically,
Mhm.
Jack is worrying now because he heard parasites, and seeing how this doctor is freaking the fuck out.
She is freaking out like somebody just killed her.
Yeah, things are trying to click in Jack's mind.
Yeah. So she starts running out. Winchester, you can see her as she is violently running towards Krampus. She looks like a woman on a mission, and she also looks like God himself put some fear in her heart.
Little one, what is wrong?
I am. Is Krampus actually at water though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
clean.
you
I'm
can hear him
sprinting
washing a
with
board.
The power of Zeus behind me.
That's a
Mason,
question.
what's in this room?
Mostly storage supplies.
There could be booze in here.
There could be
I want to kick in the door.
Kick in the door and roll me a city.
How clean is the thing now? How can I tell?
I suppose
I'm also
it
looking for booze.
depends on how clean. Yeah, roll
What
me.
do I find?
How you rolling here? Yeah, roll me also city. Both of you roll me twice actually.
Found an inhaler and a lighter.
How'd you
Roll
find
what?
Isn't that
sword
like the
sheath?
fourth inhaler we found?
Yeah, you guys find a lot of those. So Krampus, roll me.
I'm gonna grab the energy cells.
Sin, it is 8.
Yep.
Ha!
Alright, roll me. We don't have to roll. So Krampus, you've been sitting out there for a while. You've been washing it. It is pretty clean, at least to the best of your ability. Yep, I'll be down in just a minute. As it's fairly clean, and you run over, you start washing your hands, but the weird thing is you don't feel anything under your hands. You don't feel anything going inside of you. It doesn't feel like you have a parasite in you, at least to the best of your knowledge of how parasites work.
I don't think he would know what having a parasite in him is.
Well, not you, but
It makes sense then he doesn't have blood.
yeah, the tiny midget. As she's like washing her hands violently in the water, there is significantly less water in on your hands than there were previously, since you were literally rummaging your hand inside of a heart pouring blood all over the table. So
I'm still drenched in blood, aren't I?
oh yeah, the stuff on your clothes is not. It's the exact same amount you had previously, if not a little bit more, depending on what's happened. However, anything that was on your arms, on your hands, or even on your cheeks or anything like that, if there was any, considering your mask, like your neck or something like that, is faded.
So
Ooh, cool. I'm gonna take off the mask, plug my nose, and fucking drench myself. Give myself a fucking.
I was gonna
You know
say,
that. You know that meme where that kid is like, "I'm gonna do it myself," and he plugs his nose and baptizes himself. I'm fucking doing that shit right now.
well, actually, Winchester was actually gonna just pick you up and just whoop, because he saw
Yeah, but
what
it
was
was
in that blood, and he sees you now full of blood. He's like realizing, oh shit.
Yeah, I need to plug my nose first so it doesn't crawl up my fucking nose.
It's a nasty room. Alright, so what exactly is going to happen to them? We're going to find out next episode. There's a reason why those endurance rolls were important.
I have something to tell you.
Yes.
Jap just doesn't. Okay, can Jap try one more time to find?
You find booze.
Jap is just gonna start uncorking and drenching himself in booze.
Oh my god.
Just bathing in booze.
He is literally bathing in booze.
That's gonna smell rancid.
Okay,
It's
I
gonna
didn't
smell
find booze.
rancid.
I'm coming
Booze,
outside.
alcohol.
I want to come outside to see him basically wasting booze.
So much.
Wasting booze is
And,
drunk
like,
off his
hey,
butt. Is
save some of that shit from me, man. You
Jap
got blood on
throws
my clothes too.
two closed bottles at you as he's continuing to drench himself as he's stumbling back and forth. Jap needs to be clean. Parasites don't like alcohol.
Definitely the
I uncork one to start washing off what he put on my shoulders
Yeah.
and the bottom of my shoes,
Got
and then I just start drinking the other one.
The blood does seem to thin on your shirts. It's not completely gone, just like with how it was previously. The thick blood is now starting to dissipate off of your shoulders and off your boots and whatnot. But there are still several blood stains on your very nice shirt. Oh yeah, blood stains actually. But yeah.
I'm just gonna ask Jap a question about what happened, what to do when one of these beings spit in your mouth. What do you do? Because
You're yelling this at Jap across the way.
I run towards you because
That's really worried.
because of the situation. Jack is kind of panicking a little bit because
You're
was-
asking the very drunk man covering himself in alcohol as Jap just hands you a bottle. Down it.
well,
Down it. Oh fuck.
Just drink it.
Drink the whole
okay,
thing. We'll deal with the drunkenness later as Jap just randomly throws a throwing knife into the ground in front of him as he's also, again, semi-violent because he's drunk. As you see him like smashing bottles off the thing as well after dousing all of himself in its contents.
Jesus Christ.
well, if
Very,
I'm gonna
very
die-
drunk. Very, very probably not reliable. He took a wild guess and it's all a gamble in his eyes.
Hey, what else you got to lose?
Yeah. You going down
You're
it?
a liar.
if
His
you're gonna
life.
die, might as well die drunk.
but if
Jap
you-
doesn't care about that.
Listen. If he's gonna go out, why not go out happy?
Fair.
Jap is always
Yeah,
happy.
fair enough.
No, I'm talking about Rogue's character.
So I'm assuming you're about to down it, Rogue?
I do, yes, because
Alright.
my character has seen a lot of things that he probably would be better off not seeing.
Yeah. So you start downing it, and how you guys going to act when your entire party is drunk off their ass? We're going to see
I'm
next
not
episode.
drunk. I'm not gonna be allowed to get drunk.
Sin, can I roll another D100 just to end the episode off?
More than welcome to. Get closer. Get closer. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, please check out our Twitch chat, which we have our Patreon, our Discord, our YouTube, and our Twitter. Right there. check out that if you guys are interested. If you're guys on our YouTube, Tables of Tartarus, feel free to look in the description. You'll be able to see all of our links and everything like that. And we will see you guys next week at 7 p.m. PST. This week we started a little bit early because I have to go do some stuff, but next week we should be starting directly on time. And we're going to see what kind of hell you guys are going to be going through next episode. Bye.
Johnny.
There you guys.
We're all gonna die.